It helps if you unmute the mic in OBS. That's what I've heard anyway. I'm just going to see if I can actually be heard. If you unmute the mic in OBS. That's what Yep, I can be heard. Hello, folks. Welcome to DIY Film Club. If you are unfamiliar with DIY Film Club, it is something that happens normally every 2 weeks. Kind of depends if we have room in our lives for it. But normally a kind of fortnightly stream where we recreate different films. So we've done Ghostbusters, we've done Die Hard, Jurassic Park, Titanic, loads of different films. And because we weren't able to do one a couple of weeks ago, we're doing a double bill tonight. Hey, the classic Christmas combo of Muppets Christmas Carol and Empire Strikes Back. And you might think, Chloe, you look a little bit see-through there. Is that because still after like 8 months, you haven't figured out how to actually optimize lighting and digital settings to make a green screen work? No. It's because both of the films tonight involve ghosts. Ghosts of Christmases past, present and future. And Force ghosts. I think they are at least a thing in that universe. I have seen one Star Wars. Fortunately, the one we're doing tonight, but I saw it quite drunk about 5 or 6 years ago. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, people from home recreate different scenes from films. We kind of roughly map them together with a little bit of narration. Especially tonight, the narration is going to be an interesting threadbare thing. And then in the course of like half an hour, 40 minutes, we recreate whole films. And we've got some absolutely stonking scenes tonight that people have provided from these films. So I'm going to say let's get to it, because this is not about me babbling on. It is about the scenes that people have produced as I try to get myself in position for the next bit. Why will this not work for me? So do hang around for some absolutely silly nonsense. And let's kick off. Hello, it's me, the physical embodiment and spiritual embodiment of the song The Love Is Gone from Muppets Christmas Carol. And I will be narrating both films tonight. Because I've been lost in the dark for many, many years, I'm not very familiar with Star Wars. It's quite awkward how he's always looking at me. Just permanently upset. But yes, I will be narrating both of the films tonight, Muppets Christmas Carol and Star Wars. I heard that they tried to get someone from the Star Wars to do this, but they're all too busy with all of the goddamn shows and films that they're all making. But it's fine, because I did some research previous to this, and I found some synopses. So yes, apparently the Star Wars, it's the one about the fucking hairdresser, the space hairdresser, and the cowboy. The guy, he's got a tinfoil pal and a pedal bin. His father's a robot, and he's fucking fucked his sister. Lego. They're all made of fucking Lego. You know, it's like that, the one where you fucking kill all the bad guys, and they'll be able to blow up the big Death Star thing, and then you can go and live happily ever after on the planet of the teddy bears. That seems about right, yes? That's what I've been told this film is about. So I'm aware that might not be 100% accurate. But we've got a few. Some of my memory is better than the rest of my memory. I mean, I kind of remember bits like, the Search for Skywalker, the Battle of Hoth, Destiny of a Jedi, etc. But I might be overstepping myself. Then again, I might not be. I genuinely don't know where these scenes come in. But let's see what I can find in the back of my head. I should really stop gesturing, because my arms aren't visible in this shot. But anyway, there's something I remember, and it's with a rather mysterious tall, dark and handsome. I believe that's how they describe him.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Again, it helps if you unmute after you've muted for the benefit of the scene. So yes, there is that individual, Vader, who I've seen is apparently quite charismatic and good with food, I suppose. Seems like he'd make a good father. Maybe that's me just foreshadowing. I don't know. I'm rather obsessed with love and quite standard heteronormative relationship constructs, you see. Just magicking some wine into existence there. And so, yes, I mean, I could talk all day about the city in the clouds and a duel with the Dark Lord and escape from Cloud City, development, release, merchandise. Oh, no, I've gone too far on that page. But yes, so there's this rather fascinating individual, but also there's lots of other people who have to kind of go around and talk meaningfully about a lot of things. And there is someone, when I'm trying to remember things, who's quite good, especially at being outside and talking meaningfully at length about things. So I think I'm going to hand over to him.
Brother Ship R2.
Stay. Finish your training, you must.
Master Yoda, it's because I care about them that I have to go. They're in danger.
Search your feelings. You know it's right to stay here. Listen to Master Yoda.
I'll be back soon. I'll finish my training then.
He is our last hope. No. There is another. What? Did you just say something normal? Like, in a normal way? Did not I do? Did not I do? No, seriously. Have you been fucking with us this entire time? No. No, not... No. No, I'm not... I'm not letting this go. The entire time I have known you, which is, what? The timelines are shaky, so probably, 40 years? Something like that? Even longer? Who knows? You have, without fail, constantly been talking in weird syntax. That's how people will remember you. That's your legacy. Weird syntax guy. That's you. That's you. That's how people will remember you.
Have rich, full character life. I'm not just Swamp Man.
Look, we both had very long, very interesting lives outside of this whole thing. But also, you've always been talking like that. Like, all people will talk about is the weird syntax.
No one will remember Obi-Wan.
People will remember me as either friendly mentor or sword fights and fucking. Yes. Yes, definitely. Oh yes, I pulled. I mean, it's in the Clone Wars, so not a lot of people saw it. So I'm a ghost now. Didn't realize that. That's fine. That's totally fine. Didn't think I could, honestly thought I was a figment of Luke's imagination. Because, you know, he's gone through a lot of trauma. Not dealing with it well. So what do you do for fun around here? Is it just taunt the swamp things, or...
Haha, someone mentioned ghosts in that, so I was right. there are ghosts in both of these things. Great. I'm just delighted to be right. And yes, maybe some characters get remembered more for just very specific ways of speaking, but at least, they didn't get cut from the film because children fidgeted during, and then they had to wait decades to be appreciated as a cult classic that was essential to the understanding of a song that appeared later in the film before the master was finally rediscovered in 2020 or something. And then finally they get to rejoin the family, the film that they always should have been a part of. Sorry. Again, I'm rather a fan of quite standard forms of love, and I've always struggled being alone. So, there's this incarnation of this film scene. So I feel a little bit more hard done by than maybe someone who just spoke with a different syntax. But anyway, so yes, what we haven't seen so far, admittedly a lot of the film, but what we haven't seen is there's these things called lightsabers and Millennium Falcons, a very cool guy called Han Solo. Again, why you'd want to emphasize being single, I couldn't possibly imagine. Yes, there's lots of. Really, to be honest, the one time that I encountered this film, I was at a secret cinema, so I was already pretty drunk and had just spent a lot of time pretending to steal some plans for a spaceship. I had to find something to do since I wasn't in the goddamn Muppets film. But anyway, there's quite this big part of it where you've got Darth Vader, you've got Luke Skywalker, quite a cool name, even though it's just two things rammed together. And Darth Vader has always, Luke's always known that Darth Vader killed his father. Big thing, really core thing. Maybe I should just let the final memory that I have do the talking. I want to be quite emotional, so maybe I should just leave it to my memory.
Skywalker, the Force is with you, but you are not a Jedi yet. Your destiny's here. My destiny's not here. Join me and I will train you. Together we'll bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you if you hold the power of the dark side. I'll never join you, Vader. I'm not afraid. I won't. He said enough. Ow, ow, ow. He told me that you killed him. Oh, we were never told. Oh, Luke, I am your father. No, that is not true. No, that's impossible. Your feelings, no, it is. No, that's impossible. Join me, Luke. No. Destroy him. No. Go with me. No. Come. No. You must. No. We could have ruled as father and son.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was mesmerized. Absolutely beautiful. Everything is improved by a song. All films are better when things are sung. And I'm not biased, even though I am the spiritual and metaphorical incarnation of a song. He's still looking at me. He's still so sad. And he's the one who didn't love me, remember? But anyway, I believe that is the total that I remember about Star Wars. And so I can think you would all, I'm sure you all agree that it is the perfect segue into A Muppet's Christmas Carol. So picture the scene. There are cobbled streets. It's very Christmassy. There are wreaths, things like that. You've also got Rizzo and Gonzo, like up on a, rooftop or something. Like the something not the rat. I can't remember the full quote. Again, this one's more recent, but I've been expelled from this film for quite some time, so it's a bittersweet experience to watch and recall it. So it's probably best that I try to start at the start and then finish at the end. I mean, most of us know this story. I've heard that there's other versions of it, ones that are a bit more droll and in books. But yes, you're introduced to London. You meet Dickens, you meet Rizzo and such like. And there's this great song about Here Comes Mr. Humbug. I can't really sing that much of it because it's copyrighted. I still don't have a very good relationship with those who hold the copyright. So here comes Mr. Scrooge, and you see Michael Caine being very mean to his staff and such like, and giving just one of his best performances ever. I think we all agree, even if still looking at me still quite sad. And everyone's excited about Christmas and such like, and we've established all of the standard things, like the lamp, not the rat. There we are. But yes, I've got two faces when I lean too much. We've established the core things. Scrooge is mean. Other people are in need. There's Bob Cratchit, the frog, of course, and his wife, and their family, and he works for Scrooge, and Scrooge is very horrible. Nominative determinism has a lot to answer for, is what I would say. But anyway, how about we get a little bit more into it? There are certain bits of this that I'm since I've been recovered my master tape, I'm a bit more happy to re-engage with this, as it were. So let's get back into it.
Scrooge lived in chambers that were once owned by his former business partners, Jacob and Robert Marley. Whoa. The house was a dismal heap of brick on a dark street. Now, once again, I must ask you to remember that both Marleys were dead and decaying in their graves.
Yuck!
This one thing you must remember, or nothing that follows will seem wondrous.
Why are you whispering?
It's for dramatic emphasis.
Oh.
Jacob Marley? Whoa!
Hey, you okay?
Humbug.
Oh, Gonzo, speak to me! I mean, Mr. Dickens, Charlie, are you hurt?
To say that Scrooge was not startled would be untrue. But still, the moment had passed, and all was as it should be.
He ain't hurt. Didn't even break his concentration.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, look! It's Ebenezer Scrooge! Looking older and more wicked than ever!
We knew he wouldn't disappoint us!
Oh!
Who are you? In life, we were your partners, Jacob.
And Robert Marley!
It looks like you, but I don't believe it. Why do you doubt your senses?
because a little thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach can make them cheat. You might be a bit of undigested beef, a blob of mustard, a crumb of cheese. Yes, there's more of gravy than of grave about you.
More of gravy than of grave!
What a terrible pun! Where do you get these jokes?
Please, Jacob, Robert, don't criticize me. You always criticize me.
We were always heckling you!
It's good to be heckling again.
It's good to be doing anything again!
Why do you come to me?
We're Marley and Marley!
And Molly, I'm here too!
We took advantage of the poor, to the needy we were cruel.
I'm Jacob and he's Robert.
Hi!
The Marley brothers too.
3.
Oh my god, I can't believe our mum made us bring you.
You guys are the absolute worst!
But my friends, you were not unfeeling towards your fellow men.
True! There was something about mankind we love!
I think it was their money.
We're Marley and Marley!
And Molly!
Shut your face.
We should have known that we would pay for being so disgraceful.
This is fun, and you know Mum said you had to be nice.
If you can't be good in life,
In death, this is the price. We're Marley and Marley.
And Peggy, Molly!
We're Marley and Marley.
Molly.
whoa!
Don't I only have one business partner?
Nope. Two, definitely. Always two.
And I'm their favourite brother!
Doomed Scrooge, you're doomed for all time.
This song is the funnest one!
No, that's not the line.
Your
Your
chain-
chains are forged by what you say and do. So change your mind or you will find your sibling stuck with you.
What are these terrible chains?
Oh, the chain.
We forged these chains in life by our acts of greed.
You wear such a chain yourself.
Humbug. Be comfort to me, friend.
Comfort.
There!
No! You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Haunted? I've already had enough of that.
Without these visits, you cannot hope to avoid the path we tread. Stuck with your younger sibling for eternity.
Expect the first ghost tonight when the bell tolls 1.
One what?
He needs 1 o'clock!
Shut up! We're Molly and Marley.
And Heather, Molly!
We're Molly and Marley. Whoa! We're Molly and Marley.
And Molly!
Whoa! Change!
That was honestly the scariest thing we've ever done!
Wasn't that absolutely enchanting? Yes, Marley, and also that very well-known third Marley, came to tell Scrooge that he needed to change his ways. And yes, screw you, original songs. We will always find better versions. So yes, Scrooge was indeed visited by a very frail kind of little gaunt ghost girl type floaty doll ghost thing. Yes. I mean, I wasn't around for actual... I can't see the ghosts because I'm not Scrooge. Also, someone mentioned loving Gonzo, and that was a great Gonzo. Asking for a friend, do you think it's potentially too terrifying to buy a Gonzo-shaped backpack for a 3-year-old who may never have seen the Muppets as their Christmas present? Just canvassing. Is this too terrifying for a child to find when they might not know who Gonzo is? Just asking for a friend who's now having some second thoughts about something she found as a present a few months ago. But yes, and quite a treat, I believe, I've got for you now in the old memory banks. Obviously, we see why Scrooge was indeed so terrible. I mean, brought up and worked very hard at school, but almost too hard. Had some people around him who showed compassion for others and such like. But Scrooge, again, was just always about working and profits and all that kind of thing. I know. I'm genuinely worried that I might make a child cry on Christmas Day with the gift that I've bought them. But anyway, we will have to see. Only time will tell. So to calm down from the sight of my nephew's Christmas gift, it's larger than my own face. It's larger than most of his body. Why don't we have a nice time with a nice soothing song? A song that, you know, despite what some people like Chamonix Bee might say, it's actually quite a good song. Deserves to be in the film. Thank God they found the master reel for it. I think you know what I mean.
Another year until our wedding, Ebenezer. Business has been poor. The goal was partnership. This is for you, Belle. I love you. You did once. Once I was certain that we were meant to be united till the end of time, always you and me. And although you'd love to be in love, and once you did know how, your eyes grow cold as falling snow, so we must take our vow. The love's no more. The love's no more. Soft fantasy, a dream you couldn't buy. When love's no more. When love's no more. I hope you're happy, but I must say goodbye. It was nearly love, nearly forever. A wish our lives had made. Impossibly true, but though some tales end well, I know what tale to tell. And so the moment's come to say farewell to you. Though some tales end well, I know what tale to tell. And so the moment's come to say farewell to you.
Surprise! I hope I didn't scare you with my incredibly goddamn scary face. I feel like I should at least max the prop usage of that if it ends up being just the most upsetting Christmas gift in the world. But yes, wasn't that a beautiful, beautiful song? And Scrooge looks back on that. And that's you see how sad he is right there. That's why he's sad, because he didn't get this. Look, Edwardian woman showing some shoulder. Oop, oop. You can tell that I've had half a glass of wine and no dinner yet. But yes. Oh God, the claps are still active. Oh, if anyone. It seems that even though I thought that something that was used for a panto over the weekend was deactivated, it's not. So you still have the capacity to clap for people, though I have no idea if any of those names overlap with the thing. So yes, if you're confused, it's just because there are special macros in the chat that are commands for a panto that doesn't exist anymore. But yes, let's get on with Muppets Christmas Carol, shall we? So, Scrooge has shown what the past was like. Obviously, we know that. Then, second ghost, Christmas present. Lovely chap. Just effusive and wears all this like lovely loud clothing and a big bushy beard, and takes Scrooge to see kind of lovely parties and things like that, and how everyone is also having a lovely time without him. They're playing very nice parlour games and saying nasty things about Scrooge. I mean, nasty is a relative term. I mean, you could just say factually accurate. Yes. So I'm just seeing the chat and how it's mainly about trying to explain why there's a command on this channel called clap nipples. But anyway, yes, more things happen in A Muppet's Christmas Carol. We learn more about Scrooge, and we start to see him soften a little bit. Maybe. We also see, you know, how lovely a Christmas Bob Cratchit is having with his family, because they don't have much, but they have each other and that kind of thing, etc., etc. Very Christmassy message. So, then, the genuinely scary one comes. The Ghost of Christmas Future. The one with the kind of hollow cloak that floats in the air and is genuinely chilling. And shows Ebenezer what the future holds. Shows Ebenezer the fact that he is going to die and he'll be alone and people will be pleased. And also, Tiny Tim, Bob's son, is going to die because the Cratchits have so little. And, you know, it's Victorian/Edwardian times, so it's going to happen. And to be honest, I can't remember if this is true, but I feel like he makes a face a bit like that again. But like a bit more scared, but also still crying and everything's really bad. And I think that's fair. And so that's the end of the night. And then he wakes up the next morning. And we wonder, has he changed? Has this had the impact that we want it to have? Well, I don't know if I could say. Maybe someone should sing.
With a grateful soul that will never sleep, I give you enough, but I will always keep celebrating you to the end. Celebrating you to the end. And more hard to be your friend. And more hard to be your friend. With a heart that's pledged to you, and to go with me the whole. I'll still love you, each with a grateful soul. I'll still love you, each with a grateful soul.
Bob Cratchit, why aren't you at work today?
Well, it's Christmas Day, sir.
In that case, I'm going to have to
Oh, I'll tell you what you need to do. I'm going to stick my porky boot.
raise your salary, pay off your mortgage, and invite everyone in London to your Christmas dinner. Narrator bless us, everyone.
The love that's yours. The love that's yours. Soft fantasy. A dreamy parent's eye. When love is yours. When love is yours. It will always be there. So your lonely days pass by. When love is yours. When love is yours. It will always be there. So your lonely days pass by.
How beautiful. How beautiful. Everyone ends up happy because Scrooge learns the errors of his ways. I mean, it would have obviously been better if it had happened sooner. I think we can all agree. Normally, most of us don't need, you know, at least 6 if you count all of the Marleys, 6 ghosts to intervene in the material plane and do time travel and all of that stuff to learn not to be a dick. But since they made the effort, you know, it's good that he at least learned the lesson. It would be a much less gratifying story if he didn't. But yes, Scrooge is better off. But more importantly, you might argue the people around him are more better off. Of course, I still don't get married, at least not to him. We don't know what happens to me, do we? Because I'm just there to, like, set up his emotional arc, aren't I? Have you ever noticed how cold it is when I'm in this You might say it's as cold as a fridge. I mean, I know that's not the trope, but let's face it, I'm just here for his emotional, you know, growth. Isn't that the eternal plight? But everything works out fine in the end. And isn't that all that we want? Isn't trying to find the Christmas lesson to segue into, but I don't know if there's one. So we can just agree the Christmas lesson is, thank God they found the master tape of The Love Is Gone, and hopefully it'll be reinstated to most screenings as standard. Hey! Slick transition. Thank you so much to those of you who've been watching, and especially thank you to the people who contributed, to Sharmini, to Rhys, to Leo, to Kate. I'm just seeing if there are any other people that I should thank in the credits for different bits and pieces. I can't Mozart. But I can't see any particular ones there. So this will be, like all DIY film clubs, it will be uploaded to YouTube. Let me just see if I'm remembering the right Nightbot. Yes, there is the link to the YouTube channel. Actually, that's not going to be the right YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels attached to this account. So there's a bonus one. But if you look for DIY Film Club on YouTube, then you will be able to find the 7 or 8 films that we have done so far. And including this recording will also go up. I think we'll be demonetized, but I don't think we'll have actually any issues with, you know, using music and stuff because it was all our music. Hey. Sorry, Leo. Stream Elements has timed you out for some reason. I didn't program Stream Elements. I don't know how it works. I am going to disable it. And I'm going to have plenty of time on the break that I'm going to have from streaming. I will be streaming on this channel tomorrow with made-up songs about made-up people. If you play tabletop role-playing games, if you want a song about a character that you play in one of those games, or just about a moment or in that game, or the story of that game, then tune in, because it is where I sit here with my ukulele for an hour from 11 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning, and I just improvise songs about characters that people tell me about, and it's really wholesome and chill and lovely. So if you want to either see what it's like when someone improvises songs, or if you want a song about you and your characters, then absolutely join in chat and just describe your cool characters to me. However, after that, there will be a little bit of a break until Undergods on the 5th of January, which is the last Undergods. It's been going for just over a year. It's a D&D actual play stream, and it's going to be incredibly cool, really big emotional stuff, as these people who have found out that there used to be a god that then fractured into pieces are facing off with some immortals in a kind of mythical setting, and it's going to be really cool. So if you can, do join us for that. But there'll be a couple of weeks where I won't be up to much, so I'm going to make sure that people can't just like randomly chat nipples, clap nipples and stuff on this channel. But yes, there's not much else to say, I think, apart from thank you again to the people who did this. If you're ever curious about this, follow me at Chloe Mashiter on Twitter, and I'll put up a link to the Google form where you can register your interest, which I haven't looked at lately enough. So if anyone's done that recently, I'm so sorry. I will look at that now. But basically, this is very much for like anyone who wants to help and just be involved and like do some creative stuff when they've got a bit of time, because it's a very casual, fun thing to do. And it's at all like open to anyone. There is no need for specific experience or anything. So thank you for clapping for nipples. I'm going to give you one last money shot of this. This bad boy. because I found him in a shop like 4 months ago, and I was like, that's really cute for my nephew. And I did not consider, has my nephew seen the Muppets? Does my nephew have any reference point for this terrifying face? But yes, have a lovely Friday, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Hopefully see some of you at tomorrow's morning stream. But if not, have a good Christmas, have a good New Year, stay safe, and bring on 2021. Bye.